Let me start with a question. How many ads have you built recently just because Meta told you to? Different formats, different text, different visuals, different angles, and yet Meta still spends on 2 of them. If you've ever looked at your ad account and thought, why did I even bother creating all these ads? This video is for you, because ever since Meta announced Andromeda, creative diversification has become the buzzword everyone's throwing around, and most advertisers are misunderstanding what it actually means. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to lean into creative diversity without burning time, money, or sanity, using a simple approach I call stacking creative diversity. And stay with me to the end, because this one shift alone will change how you build ads going forward. Before we get into it, here's why you should listen to me. I spend every single day inside real Meta ad accounts. Inside the ads clinic, we support hundreds of small to medium-sized businesses, all dealing with Andromeda's quirks, delivery behavior, creative fatigue, and the reality of modern Meta advertising. Because of that, I get to see patterns you don't see when you're only inside your own account. I see what works at different budget levels, what wastes resources, and what Meta actually rewards in the real world, not just in documentation. So what I'm about to walk you through isn't theory, it's how we approach creative diversification practically inside live accounts. Now, let's talk about creative diversity. Since Andromeda, Meta has been very clear about one thing. They want advertisers to rely less on targeting and more on creative. That means diversity in formats, like statics, videos and carousels, messaging, different pain points, desires and solutions, and personas, different types of customers, visuals, different looks, not just slight tweaks. And if you take Meta literally, it can feel really overwhelming, because suddenly it sounds like you need 10, 20, even 30 live ads all at once. But here's the truth most advertisers need to hear. Most people should not take Meta literally. If you have a massive budget and a full creative team, great. Churn out variations and test aggressively. But for most advertisers, that approach is a waste of time and resource. Meta will pick a small number of ads to spend on, and most of your diverse creative will barely get shown. That doesn't mean you ignore creative diversity. It means you approach it in the spirit of diversity, not as a checklist. And this is where stacking comes in. Stacking creative diversity means you don't try to do everything at once. You do it in phases. You build diversity over time, based on what you learn and not guesswork. Let me give you an example. I launched a new ad to promote a lead magnet. Before touching Ads Manager, I defined one clear theme. Who is the customer? What problem are we speaking to? And what message it is. I also wrote 5 primary text and options and aligned headlines. So the message was consistent. What I didn't know yet was which visual direction would work best. So I decided to start with static images. Very simple, flat backgrounds with text. But instead of guessing the design, I created 5 versions of the same ad. Same copy, same headline structure. The only difference was color. 1 white, 1 black, 1 green, 1 blue, and 1 orange. Now, Meta will tell you this isn't creative diversity. And technically, they're right. But that wasn't the goal. The goal was to learn which visual direction earns attention. So I launched the ad set using Meta's creative testing tool. 7-day test, equal budget distribution, no algorithm bias. That way, I wasn't guessing which version worked. Each one actually got a fair shot. Once the test ended, Meta started allocating spend naturally. As expected, it focused most of the budget on 1 or 2 ads. Then I let the ad set run normally for another week. At this point, if you look at the ad set, it's not perfectly diverse, by Meta's definition anyway. But here's the key question. Is it performing? If yes, I don't touch it. Results beat theory every single time. Now comes phase 2. Only if it's needed. This is where stacking starts to matter. Instead of making small tweaks to the existing ads, I created a completely different second batch. If the first set was static images, the next set might be videos. Different visuals, different hooks, different messaging. Possibly even a different customer persona. These ads are uniquely different from the first group. But again, I don't just dump them into the ad set and hope. I run another structure to test inside the same ad set using a portion of the budget. I test, learn, let Meta distribute the spend. Then we let it run. After a couple of weeks, I step back and ask one simple question. How is this ad set performing overall? If performance is strong, I stop. If there's room to improve, I add. Rinse and repeat. This is what stacking creative diversity actually looks like. You're not trying to win on one day. You're building diversity intentionally based on data. And here's the most important part. You might not need many ads at all. If the first stack performs well, you may never need to add any more. Stacking isn't about creating more ads. It's about creating the right ads at the right time for the right reason. So here's the takeaway. I fully support creative diversity, but I strongly discourage most advertisers from trying to do everything up front. That's blind testing, and blind testing usually leads to wasted time, wasted money, and frustration. Start with one clear theme, test one properly, learn from it. Then build the next stack based on real signals. That's how you stay aligned with Andromeda without letting it run your strategy. And that's how you get focus, efficiency, and better results without burning yourself out and creating ads that never get shown. I hope that helps. And if you like what you're hearing and you want to get more support, click the link below in the description and join my school. See you there.